Hello, my name's Chris Linzell. I look after the cloud solutions for Aruba in the UK and Ireland, and I'm here today to talk to you about Aruba Central and AI Ops and how it can ensure the best possible educational experience for your staff and students within Aruba network. The Aruba Edge Services platform is the architecture we use to describe how to build Aruba networks to deliver this highly scalable, resilient and high-performing network. The core of this is the unified infrastructure. This is our instant access points, our switching with a common operating system from access all the way to the core, and our branch gateways, providing that integrated unified infrastructure for the connectivity. This is all secured around the edge with zero trust security, so don't trust anything that's connected to the network. Identify what it is and assign the appropriate policies to it using our ClearPass Device Insight solution and ClearPass Policy Manager. And then in the cloud, we've got Aruba Central, which is taking the telemetry and metrics from your network, monitoring it and allowing you to manage it on a day-to-day basis. And along with this, we've got AI operations, applying AI and machine learning to help optimize and resolve issues on your network. And we'll talk a lot more about this as we go through the slides. So Aruba Central manages all the Aruba OS switches, our branch gateways and instant access point solutions. It's hosted in the cloud. That gives you great advantages from a perspective of scalability, resilience. You don't need to have on-premise software and hardware to maintain. Aruba Central will help you through the entire life cycle of your network, from planning and deployment with our zero-touch provisioning. You can pre-configure Aruba Central with the configuration you want your network to be running. And then when the devices boot up, they talk to Aruba Central, download their config, and you've zero-touch provision your network, saving you a lot of time and effort. Once your network's up and running, we give you unified visibility of both wired, wireless, and gateways, so delivering that elusive single pane of glass management. And along with that, we've got AI Ops, so AI machine learning that's helping monitoring the network, identify issues, and help you troubleshoot it on a day-to-day basis. You've got great visibility of users and client connectivity, as well as troubleshooting, which I'll show you in the demo, as well as application visibility and control. Our APs have policy enforcement firewalls embedded within them that gives us great granular visibility into the applications that are running and allows you to take full control. Everything that you're managing with Aruba Central is covered by our 24/7 tax support and software upgrade support as well. So what is Aruba's AI Ops? So AI is using machine learning and AI in order to help automate the management and troubleshooting of your network. So we've got 65,000 customers using Aruba Central today. We're managing over 1 million network devices, and 55 million clients connect each day to Aruba Central. And this gives us what we call a huge and very diverse data lake. And any AI and machine learning is really only as good as not only the domain expertise, but the data lake you've got in which to act and learn on. So we're using this data lake to be able to automate root cause analysis, so we'll identify issues, provide solutions to them for you, as well as anomaly detection, so detecting anomalies in the way the network's behaving based on automated baselines. We can also do peer comparison, which is really unique to Aruba. This means that we can anonymously compare how your network's performing relative to similar other users' networks, and then provide recommended optimizations to help improve the performance. So AI Ops really helps simplify the management of your network. And we highlight these issues through something that we call AI Insight. So let's have a look as an example of an AI Insight. So in this particular example, we've got students or staff that have dual band devices that are all connecting on the 2.4, when in fact they should be on the 5 gigahertz band. And the consequence of this is the fact poorer network performance for those particular users and clients, plus the 2.4 band gets overloaded. So this is really tricky to identify and very tricky to solve from manually if you don't have the appropriate tools. Whereas with Aruba Central, we'll spot this issue for you, create an AI insight for you, and show you the actual configuration changes that you need to make in order to resolve this issue. And as a consequence of applying those changes, the 5 gigahertz capable devices will migrate to that band, and then as a result, you'll those clients will receive much better user experience across the network. So this is a really good example how AI Ops helps optimize your network performance. So let's have a look at Aruba Central in action with a brief demo. So this is the network health dashboard, the main interface that you look at for the status of your network. So here we've got the different sites or schools that we're managing. You can get it on a map view, or alternatively, you can have it in a list view as well, showing you each site or school and the issues associated with it. I like the map view personally. So here you've got the sites. So if you mouse over a site, you'll see all the things that are impacting the status of it, whether that be Wi-Fi issues with network noise, and high utilization, channel utilization, whether there are issues with clients, whether there are any of these AI insights I was talking about, or if you've got our user experience insight sensors, we've got integration with them where they're synthetically testing end user experience on your network. So that's all integrated and the status provided here. We can drill into this site to see what's going on. You can see its location, how many APs and switches are there, how many clients over time, bandwidth over time, whether there are any config issues, logs, changes, and also issues, as I said, with noise and channel utilization. We can go back as far as 3 months to look at historical data. So here you can see when we made configuration changes to the network, firmware upgrades, devices rebooted, etc. If you can't remember what changed at that particular time, very simple to click on the config change log, and you've got all the details here. We've also got a network topology, so you can very easily see the connectivity of all the devices on your network. Very simple network here, but you've got the full connectivity via the network topology. As I mentioned, we can do Wi-Fi connectivity as well. So if we look at Wi-Fi connectivity issues over the last week, this is using that deep packet inspection I mentioned, that's spotting issues with associations, authentications, etc. So issues causing problems with clients connecting to the network. So here it looks like we've got some DNS issues. We can see which users are being impacted by that. We can also see which of our Wi-Fi networks are being impacted by that. And here we've got the AI insights directly relating to connectivity issues. Let's have a look at AI insights in a bit more detail. So if we have a look at the insights for my entire network here, we'll select AI insights. And here you can see that example we talked about in the slide. So here we've got the dual band capable clients just connecting on the 2.4 when they could connect on 5. And you've got the settings here, recommended setting changes that we need to make in order to resolve this issue. And down here you can see which site APs and clients. In this case, there's just one client impacted by this, but you can see which ones are impacted. We can also see other issues, for example, issues with high latency in roaming. Again, you can see which clients are impacted, which sites, which APs, and here you've got the recommendations for how to resolve this issue. Now, if you compare this with the way that you would use traditional network management applications from other vendors, for example, where basically you'll be plowing through thousands and thousands of events to try and understand what's happening on the network, and then you've got to work out for yourself what you need to do to resolve those issues. Where with Aruba and Aruba Central, we've just got the key insights that you need to take action on, plus recommendations of what to do to resolve those issues. Now, if you think of the case where a user, for example, Simran, phones up and says they can't connect to the network, you can very quickly find out via our AI search where Simran's connected to the network and then troubleshoot the issues that he's having. So here we've typed in Simran's name, found where they're trying to connect. So here we can see Simran trying to connect to this Wi-Fi network on this AP. Looks like it's probably an authentication issue. Here we can see all the details about their device they're on. In this case, it's a Apple Mac computer. And if there's any insights, we can see here what they are. So if we have a look at this insight, looks like they're probably just putting in the wrong username and password. If it was a more complicated issue, we could turn on live troubleshooting. And this streams back the connectivity events from all the APs on that particular site back to me. So although this is running in a lab in California, I can now see live all the connectivity issues or events that are occurring between the client and the network and troubleshoot it. And if need be, I could do a packet capture as well. As I mentioned, we can also see all the applications that are being used on the network, so you can really understand what your network's being used for, who's consuming all the bandwidth, etc. You can see it tabulally or graphically, a graph over time. You can see websites as well as applications, and we've also got web reputation and categorization as well. If you want to change the configuration on the network, maybe add a new Wi-Fi network, we can do that very easily. You select the group, and then on that group, you can either change the config of the AP switches or gateways by very simply clicking the configuration option. So you've got all the advanced configuration options available to set up our Wi-Fi and switches. In this case, we'll just look at adding a new SSID. In this case, you can step through the wizard, gives you sensible defaults. You've got all the advanced options there as well if you need them, but we just show you the basics that most people need. But all the advanced options are there as well. If you want to learn how to do other things in Central, very easy to use the intelligent search again. So if you want to find out how to do firmware upgrades, we can ask Central and it will tell you where you can read about it, or alternatively, it will take you to where you can do that. Upgrade the software, both on the AP switches and gateways on the network. You can also ask it other things, other natural language queries. So for example, do I have any DNS issues on the network? And then it's going to go away and have a look, and it looks like I do. And then you can view and see what those issues are. So very simple to interact and use Aruba Central to troubleshoot and manage your network on a day-to-day basis, as well as roll out those network configuration changes. So let's just jump back to the slides. So as you can see with Aruba and Aruba Central, we go way beyond just providing you with great connectivity. With Aruba Central and AI Ops, we really help automate the configuration and management of the network, help you optimize the network using AI and machine learning, as well as troubleshoot it, freeing up your valuable time and ensuring networks help deliver the best possible educational experience. Find out more about what Aruba can do for you. Visit our website. Under the solutions section, there's some great information on education verticals, both primary and higher. And on YouTube, we've got some great case studies looking at real customer examples using Aruba in education today. Also, feel free to reach out to your Aruba partner or just drop me an email at the email address below. Happy to help. Thank you for your time today.